we will be exploring a lot of questions that have been asked to us by our juniors, by you guys, and we'll completely try to cover all of those things. So today is research internships being demystified. The first question that everybody has is, are we even going to be able to go for summer internships in 2021? Is it a myth or a reality? For that, I'm very optimistic. So basically, though we had a really bad summer, we all missed our internships. Got cancelled or shifted remote. But I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to go for your internships, be it abroad or in India. But let's just look at the worst case scenarios and the best case scenarios. So the best case is you definitely go for the internship, you enjoy, you have the normal good old internship experience, you hang out with your friends, you go for movies, and I think Suyash and I have gone for a lot of movies and food outside when we were at IIT Madras. So, and you will get a really good, solid research experience. That's the best that can happen. What's the worst that can happen? The worst is, one, suppose you're applying for internships abroad, you don't get to go abroad. Probably India's COVID-19 case, touch wood, it becomes worse. Like, I'm not sure what probably could. So in that case, you you have nothing to worry. Basically, just like us, you could continue your remote internships. And when I say remote internships, many of you from these non-circuitry branches might have a question as to how would we do it. So I think Suyash can also add to that. Basically, he did his internship in Germany with DARD. So DARD canceled the program, but then he continued his internship with his professor. He's from chemical engineering, but he did a computational based internship. So I think, yes, when you're in non-circuital or a kind of field which requires physical experiments to be done, remote internships cannot give you the complete experience. But then you can definitely take up a research internship opportunity, and it is much better than just sitting idle. Trust me. Next, what if the worst, even worse scenario you can't? And sorry, I forgot to add this point. In this scenario where you cannot go for research internships abroad, I don't see any reason why you should not take up internships in India. Trust me, I was in the same scenario when I found out that I could apply for foreign internships. I was blinded by the fact that Indian internships are not good. I used to think that foreign internships are the best and there's nothing that will beat them. And when I got my internship in IIT Madras, I was actually upset because everybody gets an internship at IIT Madras. But trust me, it does not matter. What matters is how you work and what you do. That's all. And your internship in India is going to be an extremely amazing experience if you really want it to be. So it's all in your hands. Do not ever think that an Indian internship is any less than a foreign internship. What you get out of a foreign internship is you get a global exposure. Apart from that, you are much out of your comfort zone. So you will suppose go to Germany or say Canada or any of these places. First, you're completely new. The culture is different. The language is probably different. And you need to find your place. You'll have booked a place to stay and stuff like that. You have to go find that, and then you'll have to cook your own food. Probably if you're vegetarians, you won't get food and stuff like that. So there's a lot of problems around this. And in those 3 months, it'll train you in a completely all-rounded manner. While the same thing in India, if you're doing an internship, for example, I live in Maharashtra, but I did my internship in Madras. I had to stay in a PG. That was a hell of an experience in itself. But then, unless you get that kind of an experience, you don't have anything to miss out in that case. So I got that experience also, spending 3 months alone, trying to figure out how to get food and washing your clothes and whatnot. So yeah, so that kind of experience you can get in India. It's a bit more in your comfort zone when it's in India. But as in the aspect of the internship experience, there's nothing that's lesser in an Indian experience than in a foreign experience. What if your internships in India gets cancelled because you can't travel within the country? Then again, like I said, you can go for the remote internships. Do not worry at all. One thing that I would keep telling everybody is do something constantly, keep learning, keep doing something. A couple of my juniors asked me recently that should we take up any hobby projects during the semester or probably work with a professor. I said, why not? I mean, you should be doing that because I guess many of the technical clubs had their inductions recently, and many of you probably wouldn't have gotten in the technical clubs and would be sad. But to be honest, there is nothing that you can't do outside of a technical club. Don't be upset about all those things. If you're a part of a tech club, then very well, you'll be doing some sort of projects or not. If you're not part of a tech club, you have to stay motivated. That's how it's going to be. There's not going to be any organization in your life in the future who makes you do any project and stuff. Keep doing some sort of projects, keep doing some research, some kind of learning, probably some online courses. Keep doing something and don't waste your time. Keep doing something. Anything that interests you. So yeah. So yes, you can carry on.
Yeah, I just a second. Okay. Hi guys. So again, back here. But yeah, I just want to add a point what and continue what Shashwat said is that firstly, at least we both have met a lot of seniors who have done just internships in IITs or ISCs and have got like really good colleges, even top 10 universities. So what matters is how much you work and what you work. I mean, that is the primary importance. As far as, I mean, as long as you can actually explain what you have done, how it is relevant to the course you'll be applying in, let's say, future, it's more than enough. They would look at the university at one point of time, but after a certain instance, I don't think so that they'll make, I mean, that college would make such a huge difference in your profile or so. So make sure that even though this webinar till the end might incline you towards abroad internships, but Indian internships are like equally good, I would say. Only thing is, yes, experience is an issue, and obviously you get a global exposure, but you get to work almost the same way. I don't think so. Like there's much difference, and definitely, as again Shashwat said, that even if the condition continues in this manner next year, keep doing something. Like when our college shut down probably in March mid or so. So next week I was started working under a professor. I just started working under that, and I just did 3.5 months that work, and then suddenly after that I started my dart intern. So if you keep doing something right, even if it doesn't just produces the relevant output, you learn something. That's the most important thing in any application or any research internship you apply. So yeah, let's start with the research intern thing. Okay, this question is been asked a lot actually, and let me answer that our research internship really mandatory for higher studies or not. So I've just categorized it into two parts in very easy to understand language. That let's say many of you will be applying for direct PhDs. So direct PhD, how to apply and all, that's like a different topic altogether. But if you just think about PhD as such, it's you automatically know it's more research oriented and you need good research background and experience. So it's preferable, and I mean, if you're doing company internship, don't directly apply for a PhD. You won't directly get an admit, because when as an undergraduate you're applying for a PhD, you will be competing with MS students, people who have done jobs for 2, 3, 5 years, and people of that university itself. Like let's say if you're applying for a PhD at Oxford or Cambridge, then undergraduates of Oxford will also be applying, many of them. So that's why you need to have a very strong research experience when you are applying for a PhD, and that's why they are not really interested in your extracurriculars. So do a research internship definitely. And MS. So MS, it's a kind of an ambiguous thing, because I have seen people who have done job, I'm sorry, the company internship and still got universities, and most of them, what I have seen is that have done actually research internships. So the difference is that, let's say if you are a CA student or you're a circuital branch, and me and Shashwat were discussing yesterday, so let's say you get an internship in NVIDIA or Texas Instruments or something of that, or Microsoft, something of that sort. So definitely you're doing work which is related to your field in some way or the other, and definitely that counts to a certain extent. But most of the people, what they do is that they can either choose any kind of techno managerial or simple managerial role, and then try to include that as a compensation of their research intern, which is not at all preferable, I would say, because that you're not applying for MBA, you're applying for MS, which is Masters in Science. So you need to have a good science or research background. So even though MS is, it's not it's not mandatory even in PhD, but definitely it's preferable. You have a very good chance if you have done really good research internships in the institutes, and then you apply. So at the end, if you're still unsure, I would say try doing one. I can't focus or reinforce this point again and again that you learn a lot out of your academic subjects only when you do intern. Like for me, specifically, if I speak, many chemical engineering students might be there. So in our third year, we get a subject called as chemical reaction engineering, and the intern which I did in my second year end was completely based on that subject. So even though I didn't read that subject, but I started reading and then finally got some basics, and it worked out pretty well. So when I came back, I already knew the basics, and the subject was very easy for me. So that's one particular instance which it happened. But many of the times when you study for exams, most of the engineers they study 1 or 2 days before, or maximum 3 4 days. That's it. So you don't go to the depth of the subject, and believe me, not in each subject what you study, it has a lot of analysis which you are not taught of because there's no time, and that you could only learn in an internship. So definitely do a research internship because you will get it. You will definitely get it. There's no chance that you can't get a research intern unless and until you make some blunders in any application or with a prof or something. So you will get a research intern. So definitely do it anytime. Even if you have missed one summer, try doing in the winter. Like do it as much as you can. Definitely, it helps a lot. And try one more thing which I feel is that people try to look for different professors every holidays or so. See, I don't think so. That is very required. Even if you work under one prof for 2 years continuously, that can help a lot. I've seen people doing the same thing. Like I've had seniors at IIT Delhi working for their summer second year, winter third year, and summer third year, and still got colleges like CMU and UC Berkeley. So the whole point is that again, what do you work and how do you work? That is more important than where you work, which prof. That is a secondary thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Suyash answered one of the questions that was asked on the forum. I think one of you were concerned that do we need to be well prepared before we apply for any internships about the topic of the internship? No, you don't have to be. You just need to have a basic fundamental idea of the field. Suppose, like he said, he is from a chemical background. He knows the basics of chemical, probably not the exact course which is required for his internship. But what he, or even I myself, my internship was in signal processing. We only had a very basic amount of signal processing in the course, and the part of my internship was entirely about that one last unit we were never taught in the course. So I didn't know how the theory behind it, but then I completely figured it out. Tell them what you know, and probably they might ask you to read up about some papers or read up some topics. Do so. It's not a problem. But don't get worried that you have to be 100% prepared for your internship. You just have to go there and deliver. Not at all. The internship is completely to learn and then deliver at that point.